Hello, everyone. Today we'll be diving into the emerging world of generative AI and the crucial risks we need to be mindful of as this technology advances. You're likely familiar with the exponential growth of systems like ChatGPT that can generate written content on demand. DALL-E and Stable Diffusion have also captivated people's imagination by creating stunning artificial images and art. The potentials seem endless, but so are the risks if we don't approach this judiciously. As Elon Musk aptly put it, AI comes with both promise and peril. So in this video, I want to highlight the key concerns raised by experts in technology, ethics, and security. My goal is not to induce panic, but rather thoughtful awareness. Because only by recognizing risks can we implement safeguards to harness AI for good. Some classify the risks of generative AI as on par with climate change or nuclear weapons in terms of global impact. And while that may seem hyperbolic, there are genuine reasons for caution looking at how rapidly this technology is evolving. We'll examine concerns around data security, algorithmic biases, legal implications, and malicious use, shedding light on vulnerabilities and how to navigate them. There are still many unknowns, but insight from researchers gives us direction. Let's begin by exploring some of the core data security threats posed by generative AI systems. A pivotal concern is confidential or sensitive data being revealed through leaks and breaches. The models powering AI like ChatGPT are trained on vast troves of data scraped from the internet and other sources. Thus, inadvertent exposure of this data becomes a risk. Imagine a scenario where an unauthorized user crafts queries to trick the AI into revealing proprietary details or personal information. Without adequate safeguards, generative models can become loose-lipped, leading to serious legal and reputational damage. Continuous audits, input filtering, and access controls are crucial to prevent such data exfiltration. The principle of least privilege should be applied to limit what the AI can access. And stringent regulatory protocols like GDPR in the EU provide frameworks for data protection. But human oversight and responsible disclosures remain vital as we navigate this complex issue. Related to data leaks is the threat of prompt injections. Attackers exploit vulnerabilities in generative AI to elicit harmful responses through carefully crafted inputs. By manipulating the AI's operation using malicious prompts, bad actors can bypass filters to extract data, trigger unintended actions, or insert backdoors. Developers have a critical role to play by incorporating validation processes, continuous testing, and context-aware filtering. Prompt injections are highly dynamic threats we're still getting a grasp of, but vigilance and collaboration within the tech community are imperative for stronger defenses. Now let's examine some of the pressing ethical risks that can emerge from the use of generative AI. A concerning issue is generative AI perpetuating harmful biases found in training data. This could intensify prejudices and skew applications like facial recognition. For instance, a recent study found Stable Diffusion exhibited racial and gender bias in generating images. For high-paying professions, it created more lighter-skinned subjects while darker-skinned faces were overrepresented for roles like janitors. The solution lies in promoting diversity and representation in training data. Companies also need bias mitigation processes before deployment. Ongoing audits help spot skews, but the priority should be curating equitable data from the start. Over-reliance on generative AI in tasks like content creation has sparked concerns about redundancy. AI-generated media could disrupt industries like journalism or the arts. While enhanced productivity seems beneficial, humans becoming passive consumers instead of active creators leads to deskilling and disempowerment. Policy changes may be required to smooth out the transition, but maintaining opportunities for meaningful human oversight and participation is vital even as AI's role evolves. Generative AI can rapidly produce convincing but false content known as a hallucination. The lack of veracity checks becomes problematic. Deepfakes and AI-generated propaganda demonstrate how easily misinformation spreads online. Addressing this requires holistic interventions. Legally requiring source disclosure for AI content helps. News outlets should extensively fact-check AI-generated articles before publication. Social media platforms also need stronger fake detection and moderation policies. Lastly, let's examine how generative AI can be misused by malicious actors and cybercriminals. Attackers are harnessing generative AI for increasingly sophisticated social engineering scams. Complex and human-like messages make phishing or SMS attacks more convincing. Victims are psychologically manipulated using data harvested from breached databases. Such spear phishing efforts evade traditional email defenses relying on keywords or links. Generative AI can create compelling but untrue images, audio, and video. Deepfakes in particular are concerning given their potential to cause reputational damage. Realistically fabricated content could also become tools for fraud, blackmail, or harassment. While bans on deepfakes raise freedom of expression issues, responsible governance is critical. Companies developing synthetic media have ethical obligations to add features that signal authenticity. The use of AI hacking tools by criminal groups is rising. Algorithms can rapidly find system flaws and scale attacks. For instance, AI helps generate endless malware variations to evade defenses. It also parses massive stolen datasets from breaches to craft better phishing lures. This expands threats for organizations. To counter this, cybersecurity teams should utilize AI for reinforcement learning and anomaly detection. But ultimately, stringent safeguards and resilience by design offer the best protection against AI-enabled hacking. To wrap things up, generative AI offers remarkable advances but also disrupts the status quo in unpredictable ways. Combating risks will involve both technical interventions at the design stage and continual human oversight for risk-based decision-making. Regulation will likely also be needed on aspects like content authenticity and liability. As technologist Melanie Mitchell puts it, we're kind of driving down the highway looking in the rearview mirror right now. But foresight and vigilance allow us to pave a more ethical path forward. Thank you for watching.